Hello, everybody. It's me. I'm making this video for the folks in the Global Alliance of Modern Day Alchemists because yesterday I wrote a post because today is day 6 of this alliance being born and launched. And I was writing a post yesterday that said I could feel it like launching into the stratosphere. That might be a bit extreme, but I was trying to express something that I was feeling because I woke up at 5 a.m. yesterday morning and I couldn't stop. All these ideas were whirring through my head and this energy, and I was trying to stay in bed under the covers. I just couldn't. So I finally, I think at 6 something, got up, came to the computer, and went to it kind of thing. So I said if anybody wanted me to do a video on that, and a couple, 2 or 3 people said, yeah, well, I'd like to hear how you do this. So this is that video. So there you go. So I don't know quite what we'll call it, but maybe it's starting something brand new and bringing people together for it and getting it to go from people going, well, maybe, what's this? Is that possible? Let's see how this goes. They're kind of sitting on the sidelines too. Woo! Like they're in, they're engaging, they're part of it kind of thing. So maybe that's a way of explaining it. So I sat down yesterday and I have notes. I don't usually have notes, but I do on this one. So I sat down yesterday and thought, well, what is it that I do when I have a new big vision like this, like a global alliance to kind of revolutionize the world of modern day alchemy? Ooh, that's a big one, I think, and I'm thrilled to be up to big things. So what do I do to even begin that? Well, I'm going to track back before I had the idea even, because what I would say, number one, I think there's 10 points to this. So number one is observe. So I am always looking for what's trending, what's missing, what's needed, what's the newness on the next horizon. I'm not one of those people who's looking to solve problems for people because it's just not where I play. There are lots of people doing that wonderfully. So, but I'm always want to like surf the edge of the wave going forward into something next and new. So observe, look for trends, look for what's coming. And I think that's hugely important if you want to come up with a new vision, a new idea, a new possibility for the world. So that's number one. Oh, and I do that by going through the different social media platforms and looking for what strikes me, what. And then this number two is be open to receive signals. Those signals could be from the universe. Those signals could be from my good buddy, the global internet consciousness. It could be from people that are just having ideas so I'm looking for insights. I call them bursts from the genius realms. And those signals can come in many forms. They might come, I'm in the shower and something goes poof in my head, like that. Or I'm soaring through social media and boom, there's the signal. Or I'm driving in the car and there's a sign that comes up 3 times, stuff like that. I can't quite think of an example just at this moment. But if as I keep going, if I can find one, I'll add it in here. So that's number two, be open to receive signals. Number three would be feel the big idea forming in you. It's a sensory thing. It's not a logical thing. It's not something you plan or scheme or work at or build a business plan for. Maybe you do that, but I don't. I don't tend to do any of that. It's a sensory connection to a greater intelligence, to a greater field of possibility. And you'll know when that big idea is starting to form. It kind of once it's arrived, it lifts you off your chair. It rushes you out of bed, like I was talking about yesterday when I woke up at 5 and all these ideas were going. I just couldn't stay under the covers any longer. Um, so what do I mean? Feel the big idea forming in you? Well, I suppose a part of that, and I didn't add this as a step, so we'll kind of make it between 2.5 and 3 here. Say yes to greatness. Say yes to newness. Say yes to new possibilities. Call them to you. Invite them in to your awareness, to your field, to your energy, to your life. And that's when the kind of the signals start to show up because you've said yes, you've stuck up your hand, you said to the universe, "Yay, I'm in for the game, let's go," or to the earth, or to the oceans, or to nature, or whatever, wherever it is you're playing. Okay, so that's 1, 2, and 3. So observe, receive signals, say yes to greatness, to newness, feel the big idea forming. So 4, um, what to do first? What do you do about it? Well, I don't wait. A lot of people wait and plan and make sure they've got it right, and I just dive in with great glee and delight. I just like, boom, go for it. So the thing I do first is the thing I would most love to do around it. Because I think you should always start with what you love to do, because that has all the energy. If, for example, I said, oh, I better develop a plan first, you feel my energy drop, it all goes away. It's like, you know. But if I say, oh, I'll build a website, I love building websites. I love putting words together and pictures together and creating something that's the beginning of a field forming, of a way of us all connecting and understanding what this is. So for me, I started with building a website. I probably spent 2.5 days doing the website, which is a long time for me. I'm a hyper creator, and when I usually build a website, I can do it in, well, a day, but easily sometimes 2, 3 hours. So there you go, as long as it's a simple website. So do first what you would love to do around it. And if you can't find what you would love to do it, then look at what's your greatest skill, your greatest ability, your superpower, your mastery, and then apply that to this new thing you're up to. And so for me, building websites was it. And then it was creating a Facebook group, which I love to do. And then it's creating posts. And then it was putting out a newsletter. Those are all things I love to do. So it's exciting for me. So there you go. 1, 2, 2.5, 3, and 4. Okay, number 5. Be excited. I mean, very excited. This is where the energy comes from. You're not just doing something that you're up to as a vision or a business or a, what a project. You're creating a field, a great big field that people can connect to. And that includes the website as a field, the newsletter as a field, the posts as a field, the energy of it all as a field. So the more excitement you have, that's where the energy comes up from you and spills out of you into the field. So if I was building a website like da 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 da, it would not have great attraction value. And I mean attraction as in energetic attraction. It would just be some pages on the web kind of thing. But when you build it as a field, it grows into something more. So that's number 5. Number 6. Be open to superseding all you've done before. So this one was interesting for me in the Global Alliance of Modern Day Alchemists, because I've been creating myself as an alchemist for the past 25, maybe even 28 years, maybe even 30 years. And it's been growing upon me. And I've worked with a lot of people that I would say are alchemists, visionaries, world changing, future makers, they might all have different names for themselves, but essentially, I think that describes us. And I've gotten used to do it in what I would call intimate small settings where we really know each other well. We do it on Zoom. We're used to each other. Maybe a new person gets introduced every once in a while, but we know each other and we can trust each other and we play brilliantly together. And so one of the things I had to do to start the Global Alliance of Modern Day Alchemists was to go, yes, I still want to do that. I'm going to continue to do that in that way with those wonderful, wonderful buddies of mine. But I have to go beyond how I've done it before. I have to allow now for more collaboration, more innovation, more contribution, more newness to show up. I still have to be the source of it. So whatever you're creating, you are the source of it, and you have to stay the source of it until it is itself what it wants to become. So it doesn't mean you control everything. It doesn't mean you're running the show all the time. You want to collaborate in a beautiful way, but being a source of something and allowing yourself to supersede all you've done before and how you've come at things before is an important part of this. Because as a source, you have to learn not to control, but to collaborate, to innovate, to collectivize everything, to recognize magnificence everywhere and call it into play, to make the spaces, the events, the moments where we can come together and feel good about that, feel safe and good and great about being together and doing big work and expressing our genius, our masteries, our powers without any concern of being judged or whatever about that. So that's number 6. Again, 6.5. 6 is be open to superseding all you've done before, but also be the source. Okay, number 7. Energize it and energize it often. So, and get others to energize it with you. Now, I was just going to say, how do I do that? So, part of it is the excitement. Part of it is the doing things I love. But also, you want to relate to what you're creating as a sentient, intelligent creation that has its own dynamism, its own collectivity to it. So when I'm energizing the Global Alliance of Modern Day Alchemists, I'm like I'm reaching out to all the alchemists all around the world, even ones I don't know, even ones I may never know. And I'm calling us up and into a next level of co-creative play together. However we do that, whether it's part of this or part of something they're up to, and I'm taking the collective field of us, which includes not just human beings, by the way. It also, for me, includes nature and oceans and earth and universe and animals and whales and all of it. And that's part of the collective field. And it's like, for me, the alchemical core is like deep in. It's like, it's a big, deep source place inside you. It's an activational place. So for me, I'm like activating the field of the creation that I'm now about. So energize it often. That's number 7. Number 8, find resonant others and reach out to see if they want to play. So I've been doing that in the past week. Sorry, I got something in my eye. Okay, so I've been doing that in the past week and I've had the most amazing conversations. So I just kind of picked the people I knew would really resonate with this. And, a lot of them are my buddies from the Murmuration of Maestros group. And I had a call with the ones from Australia and New Zealand the other day. It was fabulous. We got great ideas. Had a call yesterday with one from Seattle, Washington in the US. Oh, great ideas. Now we've created another threesome call that's going to happen. And I'm about to have another one tomorrow with somebody else that I've known for ages. And she's doing an amazing work that's very resonant with this. And we're going to have a kind of synergistic talk about what's what. And I have no expectations going into them. I only ask them to give me ideas to do what they love and to suggest a way to collaborate as they'd like to, kind of thing. So number 8 is find resonant others and reach out to see if they want to play. Okay, number 9. Part of the whole thing is that I think I already said this. It's a field of energy growing in its own dynamism. And I think what I wrote in the post yesterday that brought about this video happening was I was talking about I could feel the Global Alliance of Modern Day Alchemists as a collective field of beings, of intelligences, of superpowers, of mastery, of genius, of artistic, alchemical endeavor, surging to a new place together. So it might show up in some of you, as if you've been watching this, what's been unfolding over the last 6 days. It might show up as you were first like, what's this? Well, maybe I'll check this out. Okay, maybe I'll sign up, but I'll see how it goes. That might have been your initial reaction, or your initial reaction might have been, yes, I'm in. It could be any variation in between those two. But I think what you might be feeling now as this dynamic field is growing and the collectiveness of us is growing and people are sharing who they are and what they're up to. And please do loads of that in the Facebook group. Please share who you are, where your alchemical genius is and what you're up to in the world. What are your visions, dreams, etc. So now I think people might be going, whoa, this is interesting. Oh, that looks fascinating. So I just put an event in yesterday for June 21st. I do this often with the Murmuration of Maestros group, but where it's not a call, it's an all-day event, anytime at all that you feel the call. You just line up on it's the solstice day, summer solstice in the Northern Hemisphere, and you line up with the whole collective and you power up your dreams and visions and whatever wants to happen into the world. And we just do a great big gigantic super burst for the world. So super boost might be a good way of describing it. So you now might be going, oh, this is interesting. And I'm just about to put in, as soon as I get off this recorded video, an event next week, a Zoom call, where you can come and join what I call a Murmuration of Maestros call. So it's not our regular calls. I'm putting a special one in. I'll invite the maestros to come join us. And you can see how that goes, what it's like when we do those kinds of things. If you haven't ever experienced it before, it's pretty cool, actually. So there you go. You put the whole thing as a field of energy, as a sentient, intelligent, collective, growing thing, growing being that holds us all and thrives us all and opens us all to connect and thrive and bring forth the new. So number 10, make it sentient. Love it. And then love it like it's not just that like it's a new baby, because it has its own pulse, its own power, its own brilliance. And that's a collective thing with all of us in it. But it's not just a container, that's the wrong word. It's a sentient, I want to say sacred space, but I'm going to take the word sacred off it. It's a sentient, dynamic space in which we show up as alchemically genius and masterful. And that space eventually will source itself and will keep sourcing itself. And I may always do it. I may head off to other things. Maybe others will do it. You know, but as long as it has greater purpose, as long as people have a great affinity for it, it will continue. So if you ever notice when someone stops working on something, they move away and it kind of goes, so like I'm going to use an example of mine from quite some years ago. In 2012, I started to research and study and write about and teach about unleashing genius in everyone all over the world. And over the next 3 years, that's what I did totally and completely. I mean, I probably did some other things too, but genius was my thing. I had the Genius World Conference in 2015. I had online genius conferences going on, events going on. I had websites for it. I had a whole website called The Genius Company, et cetera, et cetera. And then once I finished all that, I kind of stepped into what was next for me. And what's interesting is I could delete all those things that I created, like the conference, people might remember, might forget, doesn't matter. Or the websites are now gone and I've moved on to other things. But genius in everyone all around the world is thriving. And it's like when you know your creation is alive and is itself dynamic and visionary and creative. And that's when you know you can move on to what's next because your creation has passed into the realm of living reality in others as well. It's why I don't worry, I do stick copyright on my books just for the heck of it, but I'm not really concerned about that kind of stuff. Not concerned about people teaching what I taught or what I came up with or anything, really, because the more the merrier, as far as I'm concerned. Um, it's every one of us has something to do around those things, and I don't think we can grab hold of them and try and own them. You know, like the Genius Game, which is the name of the book that I wrote and a website that I created, is not my ownership. It was my creation in the moment that had a purpose. It's eventually gone off and done other things. And now loads of people do that kind of stuff. Hallelujah. That's the way the world should work. So, as I said, number 10, make it sentient, love it, be with it as a sentient, intelligent, growing being, creating enormous movement in the world until it is alive and in its own momentum. So there you go. That's my 10 things about bringing a new vision into the world and new vision project business, however, whatever you want to call it, and putting your alchemical genius and mastery to it to get it to thrive. Well, I hope that's useful for you and what you're up to in the world today. And anyways, it was fun doing it with you, so I'm thrilled to pass all that on. Lots of love. Bye.